was your for and there's so your ma will be about the Truth platform so more song for Shadrach Fojo and me a hosting program and there were some few topics I personally discuss the kind of in Chaka Sebekama Honorable in Japan the campaign team any penny for the campaign that changing a better communication team members you know so you be an pay and pay near my edikanya person bobosun be a one of the things out of context I person discuss here ya nkasa yenua Shatawale the dance walking of Africa share jumadi bia obese odi hu juma na think say adwempa etachiri ni adwempa adwempa papa we also use this platform to promote it Shatta say or yeah one Ghana city per fan project they are supporting the youth employment near the based on that no yes so say they kwanya we so the Shatta na then you support the plan and ideas no almost at various groups or communities mu say members and register or no muntimi enya access to it no mun pay dues advice and then yes I been check a cry person the board team in say the best say Shatta fans no abusuan dosun around the world ye dosun enti best say mo be create an online platform ama movement ni nyina na so bia betima call online akọ register ya payment online say program and activity bi wona say mo pese mo anam anam members that is Shatta movement fans no say bia obi beba program because of the loyalty to Shatta movement you know any or active member bia the system can generate some kind of a code for the person and the person can come to the program with ono ankasa code na enye more realistic na enye more welcoming for all members. Inti anopa idea the best Shatta ene miami new penny some flex and say platform no there mama enye no normal a local one yonko an online platform if possible yenye na website an app for all members no be antimi nkoso register no me member every month be a due say person agije no enye centralized you said this man sikasi naba na Shatta say na you saw the support say the various Shatta fans omo kro business ideas na at me are very feasible and to any little advice e boa e be san siru bibia say the Shagzy app no be download di na mo patronize Shagzy because a Ghana made product na yemfa mo ya nkasa ye ho the ntumpon ya da bibia say and main thing I be discussing on the pay no about 2 weeks ago I made a comment on Dr. Bawumia performance in the various constituency as against MPP parliamentary candidate. Now analysis na you know he came out say more than that's close to about 70% of MPP parliamentary candidate or money Dr. Bawumia contest various constituencies you know or move vote munya the various constituencies and also saying Dr. Bawumia vote in the same constituencies that the point I was trying to make and say it clearly should say even in areas are MPP winning a battle on a crampono. Not Dr. Bawumia performance and our down as compared to Sebio MPP parliamentary candidate and our that is a clear show and a clear sign. Say Ghana for pay Dr. Bawumia as to become the next president of this country based on the numbers based on that production hano share that sumfidie Dr. Bawumia company because this is a topic they don't want to go into it when it comes to the figures and the performance of Dr. Bawumia in the 2024 elections Dr. Bawumia company none of them want to tackle it a trap concerning the figures in Domiko Abenya and none of pay before say better as wahano win to me from Fossum and no any can I would also want say win to me FM for mama year discussion on a Shadrach Menamatia Mika say Monko had the other previous videos in Namo head numbers never boss and the intention of that video was to prove to you say Oko Domiko Abenya constituency and a patch them say Mike Okoye Jr. and the vote unyano a does seen Dr. Bawumia Mike Okoye Jr. enya 50,669 votes adding the one kasa figure so you're wrong Dr. Bawumia 48,594 votes in Indome Kwabenya constituency no yenua Mike Okoye Jr. olidi Dr. Bawumia almost by 2,000 votes where the constituency win Greater Accra region MPP winning only 2 seats in the Greater Accra region and also to and as is Elder Tobin constituency the constituency no okohwa when your vote in Dr. Bawumia oko Gloria Usu constituency that is trouble constituency on so your vote e wo ho ye Dr. Bawumia and also to it was 42,790 for the parliamentary candidate as against 40,000 for Dr. Bawumia trouble Gloria Usu honorable the constituency no Honorable Gloria Usu 43,789 Dr. Bawumia 41,967 because of the Wound to Me program, no, where a program that I want to mention some few constituencies out of the most 60 plus out of the 88 constituencies now MPP winning now. We realize almost about 70% of constituency MPP winner Dr. Bamia vote was lesser than Sabio parliamentary candidate, Tema Central vote, PC vote Edos saying Dr. Bamia, Ablikuma Wet, PC vote Edos in Dr. Bamia, Okomadina, PC vote Yan Reno, but PC vote does saying Dr. Bamia, Adenta Yan Rene, Akusia Manu honorable. The constituency Akusia Manu 35,143 votes. Dr. Bamina 29,000 votes, almost 6,000 vote difference. Sanewo Okankwe Central 21,000 as against 17,000. Ayawas West Wogon 27,000 as against 24,000. Wejagbawe 32,000 as against 30,000. Kushegu constituency 30,000 as against 29,000. Savalugu 27,000 as against 23,000. Oko Tema Westa 27,618 as against 27,049 votes. Yehwe Botiano English Amanfruma 27,000 as against 24,000. You bet me a kosobo boss. You come out say untumi I'm open for you. I'm in Accra here. But plus so I can come on that. Yeah. Proper postmortem of Dr. Bamia performance as against MPP pieces and Kasa, and to come out clear say Dr. Bamia lost to more than 60 members of parliament at MPP winning seat, Oh, this is a clear show, and to tell all of you and to tell everybody watching it, especially MPP delegates, say candidates you are presenting for the 2024 elections. Sabi na nya party no na nipa pese etoma party no, but candidates near presenting. Everything shows say na nipa MP candidate nasem. This morning and neno nyama bakwa eda person say the issue of tribal politics. I award the New Patriotic Party. When it comes to some of these tribal political comments and issues, now, me as a person, I do not want to trivialize the issues. I want us to go to the data. I want us to use the figures to confirm, say, the issue of tribal politics, crampon, you, saw our manu kunumu. About also in the year 2024, even prior to the primaries, I'm Porsche Bakwa, Dr. Bamia, share MPP delegates, and say, Yan Twabama or no Dr. Bamia, or by winning the Northern and the Zongo votes. Yes, I'm a MPP for no. But you heard the Ruaha. You heard about why you're in the year 2020, you're presenting an account candidate that is in the person of former President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, or not, and representing MPP in the 2020 elections. You compare Nana Addo Akufo-Addo as an account candidate, his performance in the 5 northern regions. The information to Dr. Bawumia as a northern candidate, his performance in the 5 northern regions as an against the account candidate. And only at the ABB Sonope, the facts and figures and any prove actually Ghana for you as a candidate MPP at the 2024 election. None of one any Ghana for corner, not Ghana for an empeno, say better Obama, no, say be your party no more time. Dr. Bawumia as a person and I am penasem. You heard you have. Maybe for the 5 northern regions, won't me from Mobi to my hair and our honorable Kwajo Pokun Safwa, if I'm getting the name right, over react to video no. Also, so now I want you to also watch this video and come and give us your comments and any other Bawumia person beyond so no. These are the points we are raising this morning to tell you that even in the northern region, Dr. Bawumia accepted there to lead the political party MPP. You share idea over northeast region. There are 5 regions in the 5 northern regions. Northeast region. In the year 2020 Nana Addo Akufo-Addo enya 122,000 votes. What they compare Dr. Bawumia 134,000 votes, 800. That is northeast or compare 2024 to 2020 about now. Dr. Bawumia vote does the same. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. We are all going to be fair and be playing with you. After Upper West, Upper West region in the election year 2020 Nana Addo Akufo-Addo in 121,230 votes Upper West region. The same Upper West region about the year 2024 Sabio Yenua Oyesrim ni be party anymore. Dr. Bawumia enya 89,906 votes as against Nana Addo Akufo-Addo 121,230 You call Upper East region. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo in the year 2020 Nana Addo enya 170,340 votes. You compare the same to Dr. Bawumia in 2024. Dr. Bawumia 106,700 votes in the Upper East region. Into the hospital, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo abitino. Nana Addo beatino almost by 64,000 votes margin. Your cost Savannah region. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo enya 80,605 votes in Savannah region. O compared to Dr. Bawumia in Savannah region, Dr. Bawumia 56,774 votes. O Northern region proper. Dr. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the year 2020 no. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo enya 409,962 votes. Northern region, Dr. Bawumia enya 370,928 votes. And you heard the 5 northern regions nimpa. I representing an account candidate sabi onye ceremony na. Nana Addo winning 4 regions out of the 5 compared to Dr. Bawumia. Dr. Bawumia winning only the northeast region. Nana Addo vote when you say Dr. Bawumia in all these 4 regions no. Ukabuma is almost close to 200,000 votes. And ODBT Dr. Bawumia from the vote in 2020 compared to what we had in 2024. And you can't say we are be a tiny candidate, no. Dr. Bawumia said we embushenia kame pepa we nim before we nim for. But parts no wo dia anymore representing and any panyade empeno. Let's do another exercise here this morning. Another exercise in say in the northern regions, no, the 5 northern regions, no, MPP, the seat in nya honum. Ye be hwe parliamentary candidate. But be a winning seat no, you be winning. But be a winning seat no. You may help their performance. Dr. Bawumia performing as against parliamentary candidate. No, you be the northern region. Northern region, no, Gushegu constituency MPP winning seat to her. It was being led by Honorable Alhassan Tampuli on a leading MPP. Ewo the Gushegu constituency. Yako Gushegu constituency parliamentary candidate in 30,490 votes. Dr. Bawumia enya 29,349 votes. Nti Gushegu no peace no vote do asese Dr. Bawumia vote. Ye call Panda constituency Honorable Martin Yindam the constituency no. Martin Yindam Honorable onya 27,947 votes. Dr. Bawumia 25,899 votes. Enti ye call Panda constituency nipa wo ho no eto abama peace ne sini se do to abama Dr. Bawumia. Ye call Dr. Amin Adam the constituency that is Karaga constituency. Dr. enya 27,315 votes. Dr. Bawumia 27,000 votes flat. Entino yako Karaga constituency MPP parliamentary candidate ni vote Edward Sin Dr. Bawumia. Yako Bimbila constituency represented by Dominic Nitu Honorable when you 34,553 votes. Dr. Bawumia 35,320 OBT Honorable Dominic Nitu by 1,000 votes difference. Your court Tolon constituency MPP renewal Idrisu Habib and I representing MPP when you 30,893 votes our Tolon constituency. Dr. Bawumia enya 28,938 into your court Tolon constituency so a peace ni vote Edwardson Dr. Bawumia vote. Your court Savalugu Susua MPP enya 20 that is Honorable Aziz Fatihaya. That is his name in Boni Yapato Fachame. Honorable Enya 27,450 votes. Dr. Bawumia 23,495 votes. Won't me if a moment can share say Asama Mika and Yanokre. It's your cost have a lugus a piece in numbers on ya. And also see Dr. Bawumia numbers. Your called Nalerugu Gambaga. Honorable Mumuni Muhammad Nuruddin on a representing MPP Ewo Nalerugu Gambaga. When you have 34,173 votes. Dr. Bawumia 34,064 votes. Ewo Nalerugu Gambaga. Peace in vote to see Dr. Bawumia vote. Yako Yagaba Kaboria, Mustafa Yusuf Honorable, when you 18,917 votes. Dr. Bawumia 18,386 votes. Honorable Mustafa Yusuf ni vote also seen Dr. Bawumia Ewo Yagaba Kabore. Oko Walwali constituency Honorable Mahama Tiani constituency no onya 36,700 votes. Dr. Bawumia 41,273 votes. Dr. Bawumia votes does see peace in our home. Your Savannah regional Honorable Samuel Abujinapor the constituency or Damango when you 16,222 votes. Dr. Bawumia 12,055 votes or can by 4,000 votes. What you see? So even in the northern regions, 5 northern regions, your number 6 in now. Dr. Bawumia lost her numbers in about 9 constituencies and a winning seat. Out of the 9, Dr. Bamian lost to 7 MPP candidates. The figures are there. Call easy platform. So go and check constituency result, 2024 result by constituency. It is there. You realize that even in the northern region now, you lose your seat. You lose in the 5 northern region, your seat you're winning. Compare Dr. Bamian vote to the PC's vote now. You realize that PC's new vote to do as Dr. Bamian vote. This is the intention we want to make it clear to delegates. So even in the northern region, compare Abayenya the 2020 elections, the 5 northern region to Dr. Bamian. And I can't candidate vote to Nya. And also saying Dr. Bamian vote. And the members of parliament in Nipe, one northern part of Ghana, more person we say, Munama could do Dr. Bamiachi, more campaign man, no problem. But what we want to tell is that Ajuman Pam man in 2020, 2024, and so since say. That should tell you that even in the 5 northern regions, Nipan can say a trouble and Dr. Bamian. That is the fact. The figures are here I've mentioned to you. And you want to me for I want you to react to this video too. Come out with the figures and come and tell us that we are lying over here. Delegates, Yama will be asked friend is saying easy platform, so now monko here and your man will easy platform so that you know set you are high at 28. That video I'm reacting to, a Fidian Sumo, Fidian Susuanyamo. Moba out of the 88 members of parliament now in the name of MPP, Dr. Bamian lost to more than 60 of those parliamentary can mean that we'll lose to more than 70% of MPP parliamentary candidates. Nipa titiwa sorry nipa kesia edi Dr. Bamiachi no omunyina Dr. Bamian lose vote to them. Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, Honorable Michael Chibefi, Honorable Samuel Uku, Honorable Gideon Boakon, Ejoso constituency, Bosome Fraho constituency, Hona Ashanti Regional Party Chairman, Hona constituency which stand to be corrected. Hona Dr. Bichum constituency Oko Tafu Pankrono, Oko Tafua. All these places are boss. There are more than 60 seats MPP winning. Dr. Bamian lose to all the candidates over there. These are facts. So when you're time you can invite me to your studio. I will come there and give it to you just as it is. It's your hot and you did and some to say then. ABC 18 year that Tiffany Refuasi. The can say candidates you did call about also in the year 2020 Nana Ghana for any the MP candidate, and it is shown everywhere. Data na double tini na actually say Dr. Bamian candidate na sub Uganda for pet delegate for Kwanya Diamamo say Montwa Bama a candidate for the 2028 elections Muntie the Ghana for Ghana for honorable King Japan MLD party na mo wani be Lydia on beto Obama amma MPP party over the week kwabna adeba kwa course so the budget reading is a course so amanfo bebre no Ghana how politicians take advantage of the fact that most of us we don't like reading. I can carry you research Eddie Papa. It's what one year 2 year 2 and day. Agu and in Nasabi right Sasabi wouldn't ubenkuni unifa because the politician knows that you will not read. What you say, I can won't pay. Into can't some near your coffee seminar every so because I want your proper analysis of economic trends and economic figures near the now. You don't go and pay economic figures in 2022 and compare to 2025. You compare the figures in the year 2024 to what is happening in 2025. What you see? These are the things that I say at those comparisons. You are picking some few salient points in the budget presentation and in the next few minutes you I present it to ardent listeners are almost heard the Truth platform enti wo hwɛ budget na presenting nyina na memeti here me kan say budget e did that nipa budget abosha aban ne hye wu nyina he did not even pay attention to the budget and the release of funds that were budgeted for in the 2025 elections some of nema aban bo so in the 2025 elections, one fair new Jumano. We want to look at it and some key factors in the budget reading. Ghana mabuno money does a buy be created Jumamo. You may be no more such no more about form in the year 2024. What I say about when and I saw Mababu be a Jumaye. What I say or value pampers a crossing so be created Juma. In the year 2025 budget now 2024. Budget a buying no better 2025 or present year that the 2025 budget a buying allocation so you will be a friend capital expenditure. The capital expenditure your part that it captures the goods and services buying best spend your home and the proper capital expenditure no aban budget mu no or yenhye say from the first quarter to the third quarter of the 2025 budget reading proper no obe spending 5.1 billion Ghana cedis on goods and services as at the end of the third quarter of the 2025 now aban spending 3.8 billion of that amount, which falls short of the 5.1 that government budgeted for them. The annual budget for the goods and services, by year budget for or budgeted for 6.7 billion. It will compare a spending our year 3.8 billion to 6.7 now budgeting now. It means that government was able to release funds. About 56% of the budgeted allocation our government was able to meet it. The 44% now a bank could not do that. That is why you see say most of the ministries are crying. Most of ministers are crying. Say abani niska, and in the system else you won't see you realize that Neoma seems to be a little stable, but ska ankasa any amount for him. What you see? You call the capital expenditure buying year so by infrastructure, by Neoma kesa for the 2025 budget. Abani and she said from the first quarter to the third quarter in the budget and best spending 26.6 billion Ghana cedis. But actually, in the actual funds that was released in this year, out of the budgeted amount, and Abani releasing only 11 billion, falling short of about you can say 15.6 billion. What you say? And I buy no a issue yeah. It will have a buy capital expenditure. Yeah for this year now. 2025 now. I buy now is best spending 32.6 billion. Oh, a total the capital expenditure no. But as at the year and right kind budget no. Now by amount that can be accounted for release it was only 11 billion. The Ebema amount for who society here can you say most of government flagship programs are launching here or the year campaigns in none of them has taken effect. That should tell you that the government is not releasing money for the budget now. We're here for the 2025 no. A bini kukwa kiti project here can. In you might think say be a very funny project, but I we didn't see from so by young some of us a bank put you say we are good for it, we stand for it. So buying us obey implementing it is going to save us so much of millions of dollars because you be producing on cocoa high, very cocoa have a day to say very the budget. I feel not buying a launch program. No, there is no edifice, no company, nothing that the government has done when it comes to the cocoa program. Buying and casa flagship program or indicated that's the 24-hour economy. No, in the 2025 budget and your allocation of about 19 million Ghana cedis for the your friend is saying 24-hour economy 24-hour economy it is totally dependent on industrializations and a bank alone cannot do that investment. The 24-hour economy is looking for an investment for around $400 billion. Out of that $400 billion, a bank part a woman $400 billion. A bank part a woman is a bank investing between $300 million to $400 million. This comprises of tax incentive and a rebate to attract investors to come and undertake the 24-hour economy. A buy share so invest in 24-hour economy is between $300 to $400 million in the 2025 budget, and a buy was able to allocate only 90 million Ghana cedis. 90 million Ghana cedis and 70 million goes for goods and services and 20 million goes for capital expenditure. As if somebody was asking me said in this year 2026 budget now, government of Ghana allocated 110 million Ghana cedis for 24-hour economy. Surprisingly, Pampers Central Park project now are buying allocated 292 million Ghana cedis for the Pampers. What you say? Let's just say 24-hour economy now say creating new jobs. Emma Ghana for any some fasono. Are buying prioritizing Pampers and Mamo here. I don't know NDT was our Pampers seven because in their first Pampers is our own mobile second and proper. No better Pampers are buying budget or this Pampers. A does see a buying sika. Sabio or the other. Or the 24-hour economy, no, they say one job, 3 shifts now. And this former bringing out 2 years. One company, one enterprise, running this 24-hour economy. I buy say Pampers and Kolankola, the more massino. And who here is all creating new Mama and Mobru and Yabia. Fiadie, sir, Pampers, a Jume, a opportunity to create loot and share. So Bogana for first one, I'm launching. You may say, I was a wow, just so he be a bisa. I say, how ufie na otim so wakola oko school ho a how many times na ban na makola ne Pampers and anya Ghana man nyina na ban ne yo enkola omoye from the age of 12 13 ekopim 18 na mo school mu no e de echicha Pampers yemmo secondary school be na ban ba ho be chicha Pampers e ma omo e these few numbers nya ma Ghana nyina o what a part pad na man no aban no chichama judges for what me de nim say aban chiche no once. This one our budget is 292 million Ghana cedis. We don't know how many times the government is going to share it and how we are going to account for it. The best NDC for and say, "Mon kind of crunch mo maburu na mo I promise you, I'm going to say, "Mun ye juma biya mo na pampers kura hu hia sen say bio some obeye." Aban in the 2026 budget no. E dey ashem say, "On team provide jobs for the teeming unemployment youth of this nation." What you say, "On team anya locating to employment." After the budget reading, a lot of videos is out there you can find for yourself. Say the finance minister no want to say almost about 98,000 teachers and nurses are unemployed. Government cannot absorb them because of the budget almost no. But sa ban we 92 million so the kokoto pad. Capital expenditure at the office of Office of Government Machinery no. Aban locating 100 million Ghana cedis. So or they kwako share capital expenditure at the talkers ayade sa aban we one say ni sika or the man for adwuma yo. So look at some of these scenarios aban here then adding who ashem in the 2026 budget na aban dey abeden e dey abeto abontin no. One of the things I person Ghana for nyina hwene say MPP ekoye power contract negotiations. Out of that negotiation no MPP aban be free akunya so no na omo presented the revised negotiation to parliament. That negotiation was supposed to save Ghana an amount of $1.5 billion. And this by almost renegotiation, and that renegotiation is saving Ghana between $200 million to $300 million, which falls short to the main MPPD or and they fall short about 1.2 million. That is the kind of people who are leading Ghana in today's Ghana. Say yam pejuma mab Ghana mabuni so munyo. Name momuno less of importance, and aban division. Aban is spending 292 million or pampers. Women's bank aban is so be established. Ghana help us all to banga. You need not less than 400 million Ghana cedis to start as a startup capital. Aban not kofa 50 million. Our 2025 budget so the bema omo. At the back of the Women's Bank. At the end of the day, that funds was not released. The evidence is that there is nowhere in this nation say a capital to establish the Women's Bank or any structure to start the Women's Bank or any invention to start the Women's Bank. So the Women's Bank has also seen itself reappearing in the 2026 budget. Yeah, I remember what just saw John Dramani Mahama, President. Ekwasham boss will be Women's Bank. Was say pampers pardon here since say. Obama omunjuma edi se be wo ma me bi bosia se won fa nyadwuma 17 cedis 13 cedis 15 cedis pampers no ntimi ntoma ne banje. Some of us the idea near you want say and government would have put subsidies on the production of pampers na de na me cheap as low as be 5 cedis 7 cedis na pad because pad yes we timi body ewura na de nyina kra de ye kwati wo krom atimi de bi ye aban ne sesa ne mani nyina hu hia no and KCC factories so have ma Ghana for nyuma ye. And this abansi there be on the so better pad no kwa no or no better pad no and in the here no it's more that pad and mummy who faso dia munya omu a chinchina chia bibia ma se pad no won faso sen the aban person we bia no in the power lithium renegotiations now MPP aban koye say royalties to the government na 10% and this akwa renegotiating lithium contract my royalties has dropped to 5%. This is the kind of people leading Ghana. Aban Chesika or sending my constituency in the floor of parliament. Bisa finance minister said, on Kasazika no one said, Ghana Aban was Sika or the support NDC constituency members. But Sa Ban was who Nisika or Basandi Abo Ghana for you now. Eti Ghana Mabusa time maybe near was a youth association of graduate unemployment one way year December when so you better start kuni biu enti Ghana for munye dwuma yi na monprombo am ho you better graduate unemployment association because amani nya ready say obepe nyuma ama Ghana for then aye you call a sector like a security sector now let me touch on this topic. On say amount for say dollar na stabilize it. Yes, stabilize it. But obi open no krobia already 2025 budget, every 2026 budget. Any the various economic indicators, we know say as at time and na MPP free office, now MPP has a foreign reserves, currency reserve, or about $9 billion. Or BOG. Out of that, BOG are investing 8 billion. We're injecting 8 billion into the Ghana's economy just to stabilize the city. That is what is happening. So there is nothing special that this government is doing. They are only taking glory from the past work of the previous government. Where Okokain, there is this article at City Newsroom that is on the April 18, 2024. IMF a project say Ghana is going to end the year 2025 on a single digit inflation. That was predicted 18th April 2024. And Ghana ni bia hu say even the single digit inflation that you enjoy today no, IMF predicted in 2024 based on the economic indicator that persisted that period no more Juma MPP abani who say Sabio Nantutia MPP abani no, it will give the government opportunity going to the next year to run a single digit inflation. That is what we are experiencing today. Ni nyina achi no na say economy ni nye NDC de ai ko contain komi a friend Kenki ene ye mumbi say answer na dokron say na turn about ye to dokron 7 cedis ba bi okra sa to makusan de eka ho ene ko na ko bi say wo ko to abete 5 cedis ma me na antam de kwan 3 na hwe ni so a you won't get it. Our joint bi wo ha to ho e ko di abete ho 10 cedis o mote no enti nyoma aban ni dia campaign na tama na yes inflation was soro na economy ni ma ye den no na ye kind of saying cement 82 Ghana cedis and cement atwa 100 Ghana cedis. What you say? We wa wusi dan na winim. Mesra wo pese ohun bo na go and compare. Aban we frɛ konyanso no MPP free so oja dollar at 14 cedis. Obi a opese oye I've forgotten the term. Oye diabolic and back of the figures in 2022. You ask yourself, what was the economic situation around the world in the year 2022? To come and compare the same thing to 2024. Abra na ban ni frɛ konyanso. Go and bring those figures to come and compare. Aban we Emma, a friend is saying government workers, public sector workers, an increment of 9%. 2025, Abani free so no, Abani year the budget, and was say MPP has managed the economy criminally. Ya economy ni basa, in Ghana for Juma for Nyanu so chope. The only thing the government could do then was to increase salaries by 10%, base salary, no problem. 2026, say yam pass economy ni grow na economy ni jina na so pass the Kenya. Why is the government giving Ghanaians 9%? That means that there is something the government is not telling Ghanaians. What you say? But okwa nipa ye Juma ma ban e word presidents near abana to market by 67%. The teachers for the nurses for na mo bonti ye de used to say and another ban yo na nya mo hu de ye Mun call fly presidential staffers MT and the see my arrangement say MMDCs you betu 35,000 Ghana cedis into be here o classmate and our schoolmate our colleague mate and na chira do MMDC ya or kwaji 35,000 Ghana cedis teacher ni work to ya fia waji abro so na 4,200 say o krampo wo ye bia headmaster assistant and say we education directorate or what you say. This is the way the NDC government is treating Ghanaians na no kra bi wo ha omon kan enchire Ghana for na yetu futu go mani. One of the things in sawa e chire economy na ewu no enya dia febro so na it is just for the cameras and abani here say this year 2025 you know Abani issue 45 treasury auctions. Out of that you know the government friend is saying if failed to meet its target 25 of them the government failed out of that. So out of 45 you know 25 out of the 45 treasury auction the government failed, so 55% failure. All these news outlets, this one that it's been published by most of the media outlets that you can go and confirm it is already there. What you see Abani share what she share about this budget reading you know Abani located about 1.2 billion say or the better presidential jets in ade ama president and the military you know or 2 presidential jets. And now a friend is saying 4 helicopters. For the government is not buying firefighters. Any day, a brand people who buy more na say flights in presidential jets in you know. Ni probably say some who could talk black commonly among for to move and that same people over. You know the kind of people we have them in the NDC. Say no more dear and say a jump on one woman to him. Sebi you are some 2 or man Ghana. NDC for the consul sa tragedy, you know. Some of my MPP are buying one or 2 sa private jets, you know. Then at to helicopters and Abian Casa we anyway answer. MPP now saw better 2 offshore patrol vessels. The only person in the MPP's administration are not supporting issues when it comes to security. Honorable Agaga on all these issues he stood out say he's supporting what the NDC was doing. NDC Bonina MPP was doing then. Here we are today. NDC are buying almost 2 presidential jet, 4 helicopters. Bahama promise all the security agencies of 1 billion Ghana cedis in May 2025. You me say I want say sign a binding issue more 0 no issue man all these security agencies and net in the Ghana a big issue pack say we security matters. Kwade e koso benyiri boko nano yedi afahye won kran ha muhu ewu ni ade esisi here. This government has not prioritized the security matters of this nation. In conclusion, what we want to say today is say about to near 2 years no so be no be no baka so man mu nye and ye ka say ye pa dwuma tisi na no security personnel at dwuma mo ko pay all of you saw the number of people going there saban ya hye ye dwuma pa ho a say ka nipa mpre teaching ni nurse na dwuma e wo no aban na say ka kire Ghana maburu nyina say onye ready say in the year 2027 before be to adwene so pepe baabi akoye dwuma bia ne ko pepe bi da wo akwantu bi tu abekọ akọbọ brabo bi a onya konokoye wo adwuma kitu bi ma osika yire ho na ye amo amode mu ho ahye hook up ne saa ne manim nyina so no wo ye na ho nya yire ho na ye ne ye ne bo ho ban because adwuma bi ani ba bi a ban ne de ma ho aha adwuma bi ani ba tu ma amode hook up ne adididi no munya na munya ne ye what I say na mo ho ban because Ghana ban we otiso ne no nya adwuma bi ade ma Ghana mabru from the 2026 budget reading no eti ye beda atiefo ne ahwefo am wo the three platforms nyina say ye can be na nko ya e best say mo fanche mo sonfo for your Shadrack and ne ye de discussions in ebrem no e da e send no ye be sign the another topic for discussion so as an ebrem ne ye be da production team ni nyina say Black Obana da wase osofo ye da mo nyina say DJ ye da mo ase ne na Ghana for ya kramo bye bye.